Hello, you wonderful one. I'm Swati, a shamanic practitioner and energy medicine teacher, a writer, and the founder of Maloka. I usually write about things that I'm living through, the inner work, the messy middles, and the weird questions that pop up while I'm going through my life doing my daily chores. To be completely honest with you, writing comes much more easy to me. Spoken words, not so much. So I thought of creating a podcast that's the extension of my writing. For over 2 decades, my work has been about reading energy, tracking patterns, and helping people shed their old skins. And what I have learned over these 24 years is that the biggest shifts don't happen in big dramatic ways. They happen in our day to day choices. And today's episode came from one of those exact moments, right in the silence of a Goa morning while I was making breakfast. So there I was making breakfast, and this one thought kept looping in the background of my mind. When do we finally understand that our path is no longer serving us? When do we realize it's actually time to change gears? And this thought stayed with me all morning and did not leave me until I wrote about it. I've been wanting to do podcasts for so many years now, but nothing inspired me to finally take that step. And the excitement to share this particular series with others through my voice took over me. It is probably the first time my voice has felt this kind of itch to be just heard. So that is that. And now that you have pulled up a chair across this fire with me today, I have a feeling this question might be lingering in the background of your life too. For most of my life, I genuinely believed that misery came from things simply not going my way. I thought it was the fault of the job, the boss, the people I had to interact with, or just circumstances. So I spent years blaming them and then trying to control those circumstances to make the path smoother. I kept telling myself, if only things were a little better, if only people behaved differently, if only that happened, I would be in much better space. But that never worked because most of the times we are not miserable because things are going wrong. We are miserable because we keep walking a path in a way that no longer fits who we have become. We changed, but we never stopped to ask whether the way we are moving through life changed with us. And that gap between who we are and how we are living is where the misery and the discomfort lies. Think about it like wearing clothes from a different timeline of your life. At one point, they were absolutely perfect. But over time, your body changed. And now those clothes pull and pinch in all the wrong places. And we don't always notice the change happening because it's slow. We just start feeling uncomfortable and we are not able to figure out why. I have changed so many parts in my life, and the strange thing is, so many of them never really felt fully right in my heart, even though I thought they were the absolutely right steps forward. And the ones that really did feel right, they slowly stopped bringing joy to me over time. So for a long time, I blamed the path. I thought, okay, change the path, change the feeling. I kept changing the roads, and that restlessness just kept following me around. And that's when I finally understood changing gears is not always about changing the road you are on. Sometimes it's just about changing how you are traveling on it. It's about whether you are actually aligned with where you are going. You can be on the most beautiful, successful path in the world and feel empty inside because you are not in alignment with it. And on the flip side, you can be on a really difficult, uncertain, bumpy road and feel this deep joy simply because something in you knows it is yours. So, why don't we change gears when we clearly know we need to? Because changing gears feels a lot like failure. It feels like admitting we were wrong. Or maybe the feeling creeps in that we were wasting all the years we have already spent. We get this idea in our heads that we have to stay on it forever. And sometimes we also tell ourselves that it's too late now. We have invested so much time, we have come so far, and turning around would mean throwing it all away. Or sometimes we stay because we feel that we are older now and we believe that the window for changing direction has passed us by. So we keep walking, not because the path is right, but because we can't bear the thought of starting over. But does staying on a path that no longer fits you honors your past? It doesn't honor anything. It only keeps you small. And I want to share that staying where you have outgrown something is not loyalty, it's fear. And the two can look incredibly similar from the outside, but they feel completely different on the inside. And changing gears doesn't always mean leaving everything behind or burning your life to the ground. And to be fair, to be honest, it's something much smaller and a lot braver than that. It's admitting to yourself that the version of you who originally chose this path is not the version of you living it right now. It's letting yourself want something different without feeling like you need to draft a 20-page thesis to justify it to anyone else. It's trusting that the discomfort you feel is not weakness or a flaw, it's your wisdom trying to get your attention. And sometimes it's simply learning how to come back into alignment with the path you are already on. Just building a completely new relationship with where you stand. Every week, here at the Maloka, we are going to sit down like this. We will untangle the transitions, talk about the things we are usually afraid to admit out loud, and find our way back to ourselves together. So I want to leave you with the same question I asked myself that morning, standing in my kitchen, steam rising from the pan, an ordinary day stretching out ahead of me. Are you open to changing the gear of your life? If a part of you has been answering yes for a while now, maybe that part of you is waiting now for you to finally sit down and listen. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in the next one. I'm keeping you in my heart. So much love to you.